when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, oh, feel blessed. I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David danced. Feel blessed, feel blessed. Let me hear you feel safe, blessed. Feel blessed, feel blessed. Yeah. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David did. Let me hear you say, ooh, Lord. Everybody sing, ooh, Lord, We want on that team who can, ooh, Lord, You've been so long. You got the enemy, shuffle, hearing me. Mommy, don't move up from Eddie Dibia. Tell me cause you are Emojo, Namanunga Shamikirama. Tell me cause you are Emojo, Namanunga Shamikirama. Indeed, Mr. Rock, and I do from Biara. Mr. Rock, and I do from Biara. On Nemakucham. Nyannimu anije Ninu nasina metina. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David danced. Feel blessed, feel blessed. Let me hear you feel safe, blessed. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. Can just like you yes. We want on that team who can, ooh, Lord, Blessed. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Namesu eradise woni mi gbanko bia ne mabanka se yankopana me de me ho matoso. Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And in the name of he who died and rose again shall you succeed and be blessed. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. He had done this in the Most High, Almighty God, creator of the heaven and earth, in the supreme ruler. Blessed. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David danced. Feel hear you feel safe, feel blessed. Feel blessed, feel blessed. Yeah. I feel blessed. When your mindfulness upon my life, you can dance like David did. Let me hear you say, ooh, Lord. Everybody sing, ooh, Lord, We want on that team, we can, ooh, Lord, You've been so long. You got the enemy, shuffle, hearing me. Mommy, don't move from, Eddie Dibia. Jao mi konsiwa ehojo na manum ya shemi kerama. Jao mi konsiwa ehojo na manum ya shemi kerama. Enti misuro anajubo bombiara. Misuro anajubo bombiara. Onone makucham. Nyanimu wanije Ninu nasina metina. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are here and amen. Feel blessed, I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. Feel blessed, let me hear you feel safe, feel blessed. Feel blessed, I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. Can just like David did. We want on that team, we can, ooh, Lord, Blessed. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Namesu eradise wunimi banko biane mabanke se yankupana medeme ho matoso. Surely he would deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And in the name of he who died and rose again shall you succeed and be blessed. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. You done this in the Most High, Almighty God, creator of the heaven and the earth, in the supreme ruler. Blessed. Feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. Feel blessed, I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. Feel blessed, let me hear you feel safe, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. Let me hear you say, ooh, Lord. Everybody sing, ooh, Lord, We wano na tiemuka, ooh Lord, yeah. And you've been so wrong. You got the enemy, shuffle, hearing me. Mommy, don't move up from Eddie Dibia. Tell me, cause you are a wojo. Namanunga Shamikirama. Tell me, cause you are a wojo. Namanunga Shamikirama. Indeed, Missuro, and I do go from Biara. Missuro, and I do go from Biara. Not Nima Kucham, and Nima Kucham. Nanimu anije Ninu nasina metina I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, I feel blessed, cause your promises are sure. They are here and amen. Feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. Feel blessed. Let me hear you feel safe, blessed. Feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. Can just like you yes. We want on la tiemuka, ooh Lord, yeah. Blessed. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Namesu erade se woni mi gwan ko bia ne mabanke se yankopana me de me ho matoso. Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And in the name of he who died and rose again shall you succeed and be blessed. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Me adore the Most High, Almighty God, creator of the heaven and earth, in the supreme ruler. Blessed. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, I feel blessed, cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. Feel blessed, I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. Feel blessed. Let me hear you feel safe, blessed. Feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. Let me hear you say, ooh Lord. Everybody sing, ooh Lord, yeah. We want on that team, we can, ooh Lord, yeah. And you've been so wrong. You got the enemy, shuffle, hearing me. Mommy, don't move up from Eddie Dibia. Tell me cause you are a wojo. Namanunga Shamikirama. Ujao mi konsiwa hoju na manum yashe mi kirama. Enti misuro anajubu bombiara. Misuro anajubu bombiara. Ononne makucham Nyani muanije Ninu nasina metina I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are here and amen. Feel blessed, I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. Feel blessed, let me hear you feel safe, blessed. Feel blessed, I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. We want to let you muka blessed. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Namesu eradise wunimi banko biane mabanke se yankupana medeme ho matoso. Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And in the name of he who died and rose again, shall you succeed and be blessed in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah.
Hello, welcome to Encore, the Facebook Live platform on which we discuss all things love, marriage, relationships, sex, and what have you. They call me Uncle Whyte. I work with Roverman Productions. And at Roverman, we say, be the difference. We would like to thank you for joining us. I don't take the fact that you join us for every episode for granted. So thank you very much. Now, a little announcement. Next month, I'll be having my 5th Matter Day webinar, and the title of the topic we'll be treating will be how to rekindle the spark in your relationship, rekindling the spark in your relationship. So I hope you'll be able to join us so we can have a lot of fun. But this afternoon, I'm going to have a little discussion with you. I'm going to deal with this issue. You know, I don't know whether you've ever heard this statement before, that love is for the mature. Today, we're going to look at it. We're going to explore that a bit further. And then after that, I'll take some of the questions you sent in to Ken a little earlier. So, love is for the mature. If you are not mature, love is not for children. It's for those who are mature. So, what does it mean? To answer that, I am going to take the letters of the word mature and in it show you why we say that love is for the mature. So let's go. We're going to spell the word mature. Each letter will stand for something. So mature begins with M, and I spelled that in the context of our discussion of love is for the mature. I spelled that as meaning. In other words, what I mean by that is that there must be, every one of us, there is a common hunger, there's a common yearning in every human being, is to find meaning for his life. It is a quest we never stop chasing. Now, we are all looking for meaning in our lives. Unfortunately, sometimes we want to find a meaning in our love relationship. We want our partner to be the one to make us feel that my life is meaningful. And we get it wrong. True love begins when somebody who has found a meaning for his life meets or finds another person who has also found the meaning for his life, and the two of them come together, each of them pursuing their own meanings for their lives and supporting each other. That is what makes for great love, meaning. So the question is, have you found the meaning for your life? If you haven't found your meaning for your life or the purpose for your life, please make the effort to do so. Otherwise, you put a lot of pressure on the person in your life to grant you that meaning, to give you that meaning. And that person is not equipped to do that. It's a meaning you should find for yourself. And find it. And then when you do find it, you would do better in your love relationship. So the M is for meaning. The next is the letter A. Again, if you just join us, we are spelling the word mature. The letter A. And I spelled that A for attention. I know that we've said on this platform several times that women spell love as attention. What we haven't said or stressed enough is that men also love attention as much as women do. And in the case of men, especially the older they get, the more attention they need. If you don't believe me, you go and live with your father when he's old, and you will see how much attention he craves for and he needs. So let's accept this. The need for attention is a human need. It's not just women who want attention. Men also want attention, except that when we are younger, we will deny it. We deny that we need the attention, but we do need the attention. But you must pay attention to three things. One, pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to yourself. So normally when we talk about attention in a love relationship, we immediately think of the other party, giving attention to the other party, paying attention to the other party. But today, I'm teaching you that begin by paying attention to yourself. Pay attention to what you eat. Pay attention to how much rest you give yourself. Pay attention to your health. And then pay attention to your looks, your appearance. And your appearance, I'm not asking you to pay attention to your appearance for the sake of the person you are relating to, but for yourself. You know, when you step out of the house and you are looking good, you feel it. You know it. There's a certain bounce to your step. Especially if your sister abroad has sent you some new shoe that you want everybody to see. There's a certain bounce to your step because you know, I'm looking good. So pay attention to yourself and pay attention to the vision for your life, your purpose, your meaning. Remember, we began with meaning. Don't let yourself go. That's the point I'm trying to make in love relationship. The second is that pay attention to your partner. Pay attention to your partner. Be observant. Be sensitive to your partner. And be observant. You must know when your partner is down. You must know when he's excited. You must know when he seems troubled. You must be aware of this. You must even know and notice that my partner is beginning to get careless with his looks or her looks. Pay attention to all this. Pay attention to your partner. The third, under attention, pay attention to the relationship. Every relationship is like a garden. No garden takes care of itself. A garden needs to be nourished, it needs to be nurtured, needs to be cared for. You need to weed and clear the weed so it can look good. Whenever you see a garden looking good, it didn't look good by itself. It looks good because somebody paid attention to it. So pay attention to your relationship. So let's go over what we've done so far. We began with the letter M. Remember, we are dealing with the issue of love is for the mature. And I began by saying that the M is for meaning. Find meaning in your life. and then look for somebody who has also found meaning for his or her life. Because if you don't find that meaning before you enter into a relationship, you'll be seeking that meaning in your partner, and you'll put quite a lot of strain on the relationship. Then we went on to A, and we said that is for attention. And we said there are 3 things you should pay attention to. Pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your partner, and then pay attention to the relationship. That brings us to the middle, the third word, the third letter, and it's the letter T in mature, or mature if you are you have the American pronunciation. And I spelled that for trust. T for trust. In love, trust is non-negotiable. It's the currency of love. If there is no trust, if I cannot trust you, if your partner cannot trust you, then really there's no relationship. It's as simple as that. We can't talk about a love relationship when there's no trust. There must be trust. There must be a confidence that what he's saying to me is right, is true, and I don't have to second guess. I don't have to look behind it. It is a thing. It's the truth. So trust. Trust is key in a relationship. The question is, how trustworthy are you? And trust comes by your actions and your words. You know, it's not enough to say, oh, I know myself. I know I am sincere. I know I'm trustworthy. No. Put in place things that will build trust in you. In other words, if you're always hiding your phone, it doesn't matter what's on the phone. You are undermining trust. If you have to hide to take a certain call or to make a certain call, it doesn't matter whether you are calling the Pope or whoever else you are calling. You are creating distracts. So watch your actions. Your actions and your words and your intentions must be consistent for trust to be grounded and to be established. There are people who say, well, she's always suspicious of me. Well, maybe you gave a cause to do that. But there's another aspect of trust. You know, when you know you are not trustworthy, you know it. And whenever you know that you are not trustworthy, the thing is that you cannot trust anybody else. Because you know, I am not trustworthy. Why should I trust anybody? So be trustworthy and it will be fine. Well, that takes us to the next letter, and it is U. And I call that, and that may surprise you, because I'm giving you a word that I don't think you have considered when it comes to love. And I'm calling that U for unending. Listen to me carefully. Every love relationship is unending, even after it has broken up. The effect, the consequences of a love relationship never ends. It never ends. Even though the relationship may ground to a halt, may be shipwrecked, may have an accident on the way, whatever. But a relationship is unending. I'll try and explain that to you. You know, there are certain homes that they will not allow you to bring somebody of a particular tribe into that home. And if you ask, they will tell you, no, your uncle married somebody from that tribe, and it was disaster. So, for instance, there are families where they will say, don't go and bring a Fanti into this house. And I'm using Fanti because I'm Fanti, so Fantis can't beat me up. They can't sue me. Don't bring a Fanti here. Why can't I bring a Fanti? Well, because your auntie married a Fanti man, and the kind of stress he gave her. What are they saying? It means that relationship between that Fanti man and your auntie, that ended a long time ago, is still ongoing. It is unending. The consequences are still felt. Now, let me make it even easier. In a relationship, even you would have children. Those children will go on and have children. And you see, it has become unending because that effect is going on. You must understand that love is unending. Many of you listen to me now, you thought your ex was in your past. And yet, every move you make is with the lessons you learned from your ex in mind. So that relationship is unending. You know, there are things that you have now decided are red flags. How did they come about? Because of that relationship and what you suffered and what you learned from that relationship with your ex. So you see, it is not ending. It's not ended. We must understand that every love relationship is unending. So if you've had 3 love relationships in your life, or 5, you are 1 man 1,000 or 1 woman 1,000. You have all those relationships in you, unending, still going on. Can you imagine? No wonder some of us are so confused when it comes to love, because we have so many things, so many relationships that are still unended in our lives, because that's what life is. But that is why we've got to be careful in our choice, the choice we make in love relationships. Because once you enter into a love relationship, it is unending. Whenever you're talking to somebody and you say something like, me, I don't like it when you promise that you'll call and you don't call me. Why don't you like it? Because somebody did that to you. And so from now on, whenever somebody promises to call and does not call, some alarm bells ring. It means that person, who may no longer be a part of your life, his influence is still unending in you. It's a frightening thing, but it could also be comforting, especially if you then learn the lessons along the way. So we've done 4 letters so far. We did M. We said M for meaning, A for attention, T for trust, U for unending, and now we'll go on to R, the letter R, and that is for romantic. Romantic. When I was growing up, I met young people who made a habit of being romantic. They heard that certain things work, you know, so you buy a girl a flower, that is romantic, she will like you, and things like that. Well, we were small then, we were foolish, we were ignorant, we didn't know anything. Today, let me teach you what romantic means. Romantic is you, by your actions and by your words, making one person feel special. Note, one person feels special. So, if you go around making 5 girls feel special, that is not special. Do you understand? Special is exclusive. Special must be exclusive to me, otherwise it's not special. So, if you call me sweetheart, and I feel, whoa, that's an endearing term, and I discover that you call every girl in the church sweetheart, suddenly it loses its value. It is no longer special. If you take me to a Whyte play, oh, by the way, we'll be having a production in September, so I hope we'll see you there. If you take me to a Whyte play at the National Theatre, it's special to me. If I later on discover that you've taken every other girl in the neighborhood or in your office to the show, it doesn't become special anymore. It's gone. The point I'm making is that there are actions that by themselves could be seen as romantic, but they lose their romance aspect as soon as you open it up for others. It becomes romantic only when it is exclusive to one person. Because that is what romance means. It means making one person, your partner, feel special. And it could be with your words, it could be with your actions. And note, those words, those actions must be exclusive to this person. So, if you're one of those boys who go around giving hugs to everybody, and true, girls love hugs. But if you're hugging everybody, then you must know that your hugs are becoming devalued. They are becoming like the cedi. Their value keeps falling. every extra girl or like the Zimbabwean, is it Zimbabwean dollar? You remember Zimbabwean dollar under Mugabe? That's what your hugs are becoming. They are losing their value because every girl gets a hug from you. But if it is known that your hugs are reserved only for Akosia, then that is special. So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, watch it. You buy chocolate to the office and you give to Believe. The next time Believe sees you giving another chocolate, the same chocolate, to somebody else, to Josephine or to whoever, immediately you lose the value. It doesn't become special anymore. It doesn't become romantic anymore. So let's note that. And now that brings us to our last letter in spelling mature. Remember, the bigger topic is that we are trying to answer what it means when people say that love is for the mature. And we are saying we've just taken the letters of mature to try to explain what it means. The last one, the letter E. I spell that as E for expectations. E for expectations. And in the love of a mature person, expectations must be raised. Must be R-A-C-E. I'm going to explain that. Your expectations must be raised. R-A-C-E. So, here we go. The R stands for realistic. Your expectations must be realistic. Because, see, life will not come down to your level. Life expects you to grow to its level. So, it doesn't matter what you think, you've got to be realistic. Otherwise, you'll cry half of the time. The A, so that's for the letter R. Remember, I said your expectations must be raised. A, your expectations must be adjustable. They must not only be realistic, you must also constantly adjust them. What does it mean? You know, maybe your expectations was that we would have dinner every time. And then one of us has to travel. If I travel, let's say, to Canada, my favorite country, are you now going to come for dinner there and come back to Ghana every time? So immediately we have to adjust. The times have changed. Something has changed. So our expectations must be adjustable. If they are not adjustable, you would always have problems. Life is always evolving. And so must your expectations be. And then the C, your expectations must be communicated. You must say them. You must talk about them. Don't leave me to guess what your expectations are. You must say them. You must communicate them. Then we can talk about that. So I can understand you. You can understand me as well. And then finally, your expectations must be equitable. You must understand that just as you have expectations, your partner also has expectations. And so, don't talk about just your expectations. Let your partner also talk about his expectations. And let both of us, again, the equity here, let both of us take steps to meet each other, to attend to each other's adjusted and realistic and communicated expectations. So that is raised. Your expectations must be raised. Realistic, adjustable, communicated, and equitable. Equitable is the same word as fair. It must be fair. Don't insist on only your expectations. Think about that person's expectation, because you see, this is the thing. Sometimes you'll find that your partner is not meeting your expectations because your partner doesn't feel his expectations met. And whenever we are in a relationship where we don't feel that our expectations are met, we don't care about meeting the other person's expectations. And that is why it is important that your expectations become equitable. So I am meeting your expectations, you are meeting my expectations. That is when love becomes for the mature. I hope you've enjoyed this. We'll take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll have a few guests. We'll look at a few questions, and then we'll take it up from there. So, Kwesi, let's take a short break now.
Chairman, in fact, I actually came to find out about my investment. Yes, my
Your investment. Your investment. Sir, considering the micro-inflationary dynamics of the systematic advanced calculated forms, your investment is perpetual towards gratification.
meaning
In simple terms, Sikanashi.
Misikanashi.
Don't shout. Swallow it. You care for some coffee?
Make the right choice. Invest with SIMS Stanbic Investment Management Services for capital preservation and competitive returns. Try SIMS today and you will not regret your decision. Stanbic Investment Management Services, your investment specialist.
Honey, won't you come to bed?
I'll be with you. I'll be with you shortly.
Come on, let's go to bed too. And you're doing this.
Sir? Sweetheart, I think it's getting late. You should come to bed.
Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle Whyte at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies.
Okay, does Akusha have the questions? Well, thank you very much for staying with us. I am grateful. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and that you learned a thing or two. I am joined by two gorgeous ladies, Akosia and what do they call you at home? Akoko.
Yes.
Okay. And Akoko, what does it mean?
I only know it's the second female.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
So the first is
Okay. So they are saying that you should have come faster. All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Akusia, which part of the presentations caught your attention the most?
Whoa, Uncle, I think I would go for trust. I don't know what trust has done to me, but in most of your presentations, when the issue of trust comes up,
Yes.
I would pick that. I think I will link trust to romantic.
Yes.
And then the you on ending.
Okay.
Because I have had my trust broken sometime, and I have realized that in my subsequent relationship,
you became more sensitive.
That is it.
Yeah.
So that the little thing you do, I'll just go and like, okay, so this person did something like this. Are you going to do the same thing to me?
Yeah.
So the issue of trust and the unending, and then the romantic. It's quite interesting. How some people would do the same thing for
almost everybody.
Everybody, and
that's romantic.
That is it.
You are being a
you don't. I don't see any exclusivity. So if I'm with you, it should be, and when we do that, they keep on saying that you are just being a selfish person, or you are being how do I put it? Possessive.
Yes.
But that is not it. If you say you love me, we should be exclusive. You can't call anybody honey, dear, send somebody a message, and then no.
And I said it means
nothing.
No,
it doesn't work like
then
that.
You're not being realistic.
Yes.
You're not being romantic. You're being childish.
So these three actually stood out.
Okay. I have a comment about you.
Uncle, attention. Giving attention to yourself.
Okay.
Sometimes we end up trying to please people, but not paying attention to what we really like and what makes us feel good.
Yes.
Like if you are going out, you want to dress, and somebody's like, this dress doesn't look good on you. But
you were comfortable with that dress.
you know you're okay. But so when you step out, you lose your confidence because you feel somebody is thinking the same way. But if you dress and you know you're okay, you're actually wearing good shoes, you are wearing good dresses, like you have some confidence, like you don't mind what somebody tells you about. And then the attention that you said we think men don't like attention. I mean, when you said like my dad, like in his old age is bad. I some of the things I feel is no. They're like, you people, when I'm talking to you, are not minding me. And now I know where to sit, and he's always sitting outside unless you go to. But when you go close to him and you talk to him all the time, he wants to come to you. Oh, there's this thing I want to tell you. Then I realized that. So we call him baby boy in the house because he behaves like a baby. Like, won't you do this? And everybody needs attention. So I mean, we should pay attention to ourselves, and then when you do these things, when you pay attention to yourself, attention to your partner, I mean the relationship, you realize that the relationship is okay. You pay very particular attention to your partner, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and don't try to always please yourself. But when you know both sides, your relationship will actually, and it will help you to mature as well.
Great. What about you? You can join the conversation by sharing with us which of the what you took from from any of the letters. Well, I understand you have some questions.
Uncle, last week...
Wait. Canison, where are you? Exclusivity is a two-way street, Uncle. Girlfriends cannot take others to places they have been with their men. Yeah, that's what we said. It's also to be exclusive. It's not just, I didn't say the men should be exclusive. It should be exclusive to both sides. Canison, I don't know what your matter is. Yes, okay, let's see.
Uncle, what can a guy do if he realizes that his woman is taking advantage of him? It was a follow-up question to, is it true that without money, you cannot have a great relationship?
Okay.
So it was a follow-up to this and said, what can a guy do if he realizes that his woman is taking advantage of him?
In terms of money?
Yes.
That she's asking for too much money and things like that?
Yeah.
I think the guy should be realistic. He should be, let him take the letters that we have just gone through for mature. And I think that somewhere along the line, it should be, he'll find out. What I've discovered is that, and I'm happy there are two girls here. When a girl doesn't love you, that's when she chops your money. When a girl loves you, she works with you to build capital and to protect your resources.
Uncle, it's true. But uncle, I also know of girls who would not take your money if they don't like you.
Okay.
They wouldn't take anything of you.
They don't want anything
from you if they don't like you. So there are others like that. But then those who will chop your money are those who will tell you that I don't like you. They've made it clear to you.
And then you
keep on. Then the friends will even say, Dinisika, don't pay now, the Dinisika. And so what catch? That's the thing. I have told you. So Dinisika nibi.
So Christy, for all you know, it's possible that this girl does not love you as much as you thought she does. Because if she really loves you, when a girl loves you, she helps you manage your affairs better, including your money, much better.
Okay.
All right, let's take the next one.
Okay, so it says, Uncle, I have a relapse addiction to masturbation. Any advice on how to stop it?
Well, it is. Well, I sympathize with you because I know what that means.
Yeah.
I know the self-loathing, how much you hate yourself, how much you wish you would never do it again, and yet you know that within a day or two you're going to find yourself in the depths of regret, of shame, and all that. What should you do to overcome it? Well, I use scripture to help me get out of it. When the Bible tells me that my body is made to honor God, or the Bible tells me to put to death whatever belongs to the earthly nature, or when the Bible tells me that my body is a temple of God and that therefore it ought to be treated like that, I kept those verses in my mind. I repeated them to myself, and in those words, you know, sometimes people think the Bible is just words, but when you memorize the relevant scriptures and in the relevant moments you are able to quote them to yourself, there's a certain power that comes from them, from those lines of scripture, that helps you to overcome them. So it's not just enough for you to say, me, I won't do it, I won't do it, I won't do it. You'll be saying, I won't do it, I won't do it, whilst you are looking for lube to do it. But if you can quote scripture, memorize, look for relevant scripture that can speak to some of these things, it will help you put to death whatever belongs to the earthly nature. So yes, this is part of it. I'm putting it to death. My body is a temple of God. I'm going to honor it as such. Then the strength of the Bible will give you the hope. That's number one. Number two, what I did was to tell people about the addiction. And because I didn't want to keep going back to them to tell them that, oh, it happened today too, it became an extra motivation not to do it. Because I held myself accountable to a team of 4 young men. In fact, the first time I told them, they all laughed at me. They laughed at me. It was at a leadership meeting where 5 leaders of a youth group. And at an executive meeting, I decided to tell them that, my brothers, this is what I'm struggling with. And, how can you do that? How can you? Look, haven't you heard of this? They messed me up big time, but I wasn't too bothered because I knew what I was doing. I was doing that for my healing and my peace. And you know, it's interesting. The meeting was on Saturday evening. Monday morning, one of them came and said, Brother Whyte, the thing you shared with us on Saturday, me too, I'm struggling with it too. And this was one of the people who was very loud at the meeting. He came to my house. Whilst I was seeing him off, there was a second one coming to see me. So we see this guy off, walk back to the house, and he had also come to confess that he's also struggling with it. By the end of the week, I discovered that all 4 were into it.
Wow.
And yet, on the day when I shared it with them, none of them said, oh, you know, we are all struggling with this. So let's help each other. No. They made me look like the devil's incarnate. And then they all came to me one after the other. And the good thing is that I was free.
Yeah.
I don't know about them because I never followed up with them. So I hope it is useful to you.
Okay. So we have a question here.
Okay.
Can exclusivity in relationship create problems?
Come again.
Can exclusivity in relationship create problems? The person wants to know if exclusivity in relationship can
it create problems?
Yes.
I don't know what he means by can it create problems. Because in a relationship, we all wish there could be exclusivity, isn't it?
Yes.
It is different when you become clinging. In other words, I wouldn't let you do anything. I wouldn't let you go anywhere. I wouldn't let you have a life because you must be at my disposal at any time. But then again, if you listen to the presentation and you have meaning in your life, you don't have time to tie down anybody like that, because you yourself, your life is full.
Yeah.
You are so busy pursuing your dream and your meaning, getting a meaning into your life, that you really don't have time to even say, so why didn't you call me? Because if you had called, I wouldn't have been able to pick it because I was at the meeting. Pursuing my meaning, chasing it. So sometimes when you have a bigger life, it helps.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will kill this relationship because you need that to give you the meaning. And it was not meant to do that.
Okay. Uncle, another question here says, the woman I'm in love with has 2 children. I want to be with her, but I'm not ready to take care of her children. Am I being selfish? Is there a way I can prepare to relate with them?
Alcohol, help us.
Uncle, I think if he's not ready to be with the 2 kids, I don't think the woman is also ready to put his children aside. Then
it will be unfair to ask the woman to put
so it's
aside.
either he learns to love the kids or he just back off from the relationship. That's what I think. He learns to love the children because the children are part of the woman now. So if you can't say you're getting married to her and then the children should be out, because the children will not be out of the scene. So it's either you learn to love her and the kids, or you back off and then start a new relationship.
Yeah, I would like to know why is he not ready to take care of them? Is it financial? I would like to know. Probably he's at this moment he's not financially stable to take care of these 2 kids, because if the woman comes into your life, you have to pay school fees, you have to buy food, they're not the little thing that will keep the kids going. So if that is the case, then I don't think he's then being selfish, because now he doesn't have the means.
Okay.
Yes, but if he has the means and he really then there's a small question mark somewhere,
There's another question to ask. Where is the father of the children?
Yeah.
And what is his role at this point and his responsibility? Is it that he is not being responsible, or what?
Okay. So he says that both children are from different fathers and they are both alive. They are from both. They all have different fathers, and all the fathers are alive.
And they are alive.
Yes.
And they are responsible?
Oh, well. So I don't understand why the guy doesn't want to take care of them. Well, Uncle, you know how you take care of these kids and then after some time they go back to their parents.
Where are the fathers, and will the fathers play their role?
Yeah.
So then it doesn't become an issue of me looking after other people's children.
Yeah.
But possibly just becoming a father figure in their lives and inspiring them to be better than their fathers were. Anyway. But it's not a very simple question, my brother.
Yeah, it's not a simple question.
It's not a simple question at all. Is it selfish? I don't know. It depends on the context. It depends on what kind of conversation you've had with your woman. And I think the 2 of you should talk. and then see whether you can't have a certain understanding about this. But if the fathers are willing and prepared, let them also shoulder some of the responsibilities of raising those children. Because someday, like Akosia said, if you cut them out, they will still look for them and go to them. So let them be involved now whilst you build a good relationship with this woman. Okay.
Uncle, you have been heard talking at least on 2 occasions about not trusting a man who shares tears.
No, read it again.
You have been heard talking at least.
You've been heard.
Talking.
You have been heard.
You, Uncle, have been heard at least talking about not trusting a man who shares tears.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you saying that men shouldn't be in touch with their emotions?
No, I haven't said so. I haven't said so. But there is this con man who has learned that women melt at the sight of tears. They go, oh, and then they don't push the issue any further. And they have learned that. And they use it. And so to play it safe, whenever a man sheds tears, especially for something he's done wrong, that you are confronting him, put a question mark. Put a question mark.
Oh.
As soon as you corner him and he's talking, I don't know what made me do it. That's like, yeah, crocodile tears, no. Okay,
when you know.
Well, no, why does he have to cry?
Why are you emotional? Why are you emotional?
Now, I'd like somebody to back me up on this. Those of you with us right now, let me know. Do you remember the boy who broke your heart and came and cried and you took him back? Because he cried? Did he not break your heart again?
I can't cry again.
You understand me?
Okay.
He cried. And so, and sometimes you explain when your friends meet you with the boy again, say, Akusha, you've gone back to him. So Obesunyo, how he come to cry? Didn't he end up breaking your heart again? Then the question then is, how sincere were those tears?
Probably he's just in touch with his emotional side. You know, some of these boys are
how come he's crying only on this issue?
Well.
Does he cry about everything?
That's a question he should also ask.
You know,
so,
yes,
yeah.
I know men who are very, very emotional.
Yeah.
I was with a man last week, and we're talking about his children. And at a certain point, he teared up, just talking about how much the children mean to him. So I can understand that. If a man like this offends and is crying, I can understand, because we can see that emotional aspect of him in everything. But when a hardcore boy like Kanisa or like Ken breaks your heart and he comes, and the first thing, as soon as you present evidence to him, and he breaks down and he's crying, and then you say, oh, he cried. No, you lie bad. They were not genuine tears. The point I'm making for ladies is that every now and then it pays for you to have some principles to guide your life by, and one of it is that you may want to make exceptions, but make the exceptions very carefully. But one of those principles is that men generally don't cry easily. And if a man is crying that easily when he has offended you, especially if he's a hardcore and never cries on any other thing, then please, there's a man who is trying to manipulate you, and you should be careful. All right.
Okay. There's a question here. Why do people like playing games in relationships?
By the way, Larima, welcome back from Kigambaga. I've heard reports of the trip and the people who joined you.
Yeah.
But Larima, on this platform, we don't believe in love me, love my dog. We don't believe in that. I understand what you're trying to say, that a man should accept a woman with the children, but love me, love my dog, we don't go with it here in this platform. Yes, let's take a question.
Okay, why do people like playing games in relationships? By games, I mean instead of just being straightforward.
Read again.
Okay. Why do people like playing games in relationships? By games, I mean instead of just being straightforward, people like to dilly-dally around issues and expect the other person to just play along without even knowing they are in the game or they are in a game.
Okay. Before I go on to that, now everyone says, what about the boy who cries? It says, it happened to my sister. He did the same thing he cried about. That's when I learned about that corn. And then Rosemary says, he became worse than before. It's a corn, or it's a corn. It's a corn.
Okay,
half
so
of the time it's a corn.
So probably uncle, the guy will go like, so I know what will make this girl tick. I know what will make her forgive me. So just go and cry.
Yes.
And
go and cry.
Yeah.
Go and cry.
So yeah. Cry.
Chris says, me, I cry even when I watch a sad cartoon. All right, Chris, we hear you.
Chris as in Christabel or Christopher.
Okay, why do people play games? What do you think? Why do people play games? And I think it goes for both men and women, doesn't it?
Yes. So when people are not straightforward with you, usually it's because they might be hiding something. Because if I tell you that I will come over to your place,
yes,
and I don't come there, possibly I'm because I am possibly with the other woman,
yes,
or maybe when you call me and I can't speak, possibly I am with the other person. It just reminded me of the guy who got married. Weren't really dating, but were very close. I never knew he had a lady. Went ahead, got married on Saturday, came over to my house on I think Monday or Tuesday. He's taking off his ring, and it was in his pocket. So when I actually saw it on Facebook, so I thought he was
he didn't know you have seen it
at all. When I saw it, I thought, oh, Wakwaya best man Amobi, because I don't even know that he was going to marry. So the only thing I could say was, oh, a best man Wakwaya. So when he came there, I was just watching him, and then when he sat down, when he sat down, the ring,
he drew the ring, the outline of the ring showed.
So I just felt like, oh, so you are married. But then there had been signs. When he comes to me and there is a call, all I hear is, Adra, Mefrel, Then I ask, who is that? Oh, my sister. That's my sister. So these little things, if when they are playing games like that, it means there is something. They are not straightforward with you. There is something. Either another woman or another man. There could be anything. So they can never be straightforward with you.
Wow. Africa, what do you think?
I think sometimes games are being played to be able. I don't know whether it's right, because I remember sometime when I was dating, friends told me that if you're in a relationship and you don't quarrel, it means one person is pretending. So my friends like, try and do something to provoke, but I realized the more I do that, it was not getting the person angry. So I couldn't get to know that. I realized that the relationship doesn't have anything to fight about. But I mean, people give you ideas to try and get to know the person. But I mean, some of them, right now, I felt it wasn't making sense, because we were not actually fighting, and everybody was seeing us always happy. And like, boy, no, baby, or the big tell. But till date, I mean, we broke up, but anytime I try to do something to get angry, then he'll be laughing. Like, it's like, that's him. And there's nothing to get him angry. When you are angry, he does things to make you happy. Like, you are angry, but he'll just be laughing. Like, when I'm angry, I usually lift my head up and then I'm just walking about. When he sees me, that he just do that, and you see that I start laughing. So you actually can't get angry about the matter. So I mean, we should be very careful with the games we play during relationship, because all those games you are playing, some will help you to discover things, but some will actually rather take the person away from you. So that's what I...
You remember today we talked about love being for the mature.
Yeah.
The mature do not play games. That's why the mature, when the mature is being romantic, for instance, is exclusive.
Yeah.
He's not playing games. People play games because they are not mature. They are younger, they don't even understand what life is. They have no meaning in their own lives. They are not pursuing anything meaningful in their lives. Their life itself has no value for them. And therefore they don't value another person's feelings. And they are just out there, just in their mind, they think they are having fun. But what they are doing is that they are hurting themselves and hurting everybody who cares for them. And therefore making it even more difficult for people to care about them. It calls for maturity, because you look back someday and regret every one of those things. It's not as much fun as you think it is. And remember, we said something today, that every love relationship is unending.
Yeah.
So you having fun, you think you are playing games and entering all kinds of relationships. What's going to happen is that they will stay with you for the rest of your life. And possibly the rest of the lives of your children and your grandchildren, because of what you thought was fun. So let's be careful with these things. They don't end there. There's a question that I'd like the two ladies to answer. I'm going out with a man who is smallish, and I am taller and fat. I want to know if it will work. I'm going out with a guy who is smallish. I am taller and I am fat. I want to know if it would work.
Oh.
Awaka, what do you say?
I want to know. I mean, last week we talked about before you fall in love. What actually made her fall in love with the person? If you are talking about the height now, it means there's something you actually didn't like. So what? Then is it the height? Like, you should find something. I don't think height should be an issue with her. She's doing things that you want, and then you're okay. Right now, she's actually thinking about what people would think about the two of them when they are working together, but not about her in the relationship. When people see the two of us together, they're going to say, or like, so you should pay attention to yourself, what you actually want, and then fall in love with that. And then I don't think the height should be an issue. My thoughts, though.
After all these things.
When you read the question, I laughed. I laughed because I remember some things, but you know, the society in which we are in, and we go like, hey, a thick, tall man, you know, hey, you know, we frame men in a certain way, you know,
okay,
in terms of physique,
yeah,
you know. So my grandma, you bring a man like, hey, or your Bema, you know, okay, because he's grandma. And I think Afoko just hit it right on the head, you know. When they are together, what will people say? Is that I remember an instance when somebody walked up to me, and the lady said something. I said, "Oh, your child has given it to me or something." I said that apparently it was the person's boyfriend. You know.
Oh,
yes, uncle.
Oh,
yes. So I mentioned something like your son
has paid.
Then he said what? Then somebody prompted me like, I was like, no, it's okay. Then when they left, they're like, that's the boyfriend. I'm like, the boyfriend how? I said, can't you see? It's the boyfriend. I'm like, hey, uncle, I had no bad intention. I just had no bad intention. So I think that's what this lady is going through, you know. Sometimes you walk and like, oh, you know, mommy so you know. So that is it. But I will say this quickly. She should look at what the man can offer, what is in her heart, uncle. It's not about the container, but the content. You know, some people might be short, but they have good hearts. They will take good care of you. They are sensitive. They'll be sensitive to your issues. So that's what she should actually look out for, and not the physique. You know, but well, we are all different. Everybody and what they would want. Somebody would want a tall man, somebody would want a short man. So if that's what she wants, then that's fine. If she doesn't want a short man, I'm sorry, she should think about it again, because she would regret it. And then
Venice, in principle, there's really nothing wrong with it. In principle, because you could date a tall guy and still it won't work. It happens every day. So it's not about the height. It's about the two of you. And in particular, it's about him and how secure he is in his skin, that he's dating somebody who is taller than him. If he's secure and confident about that and does not become insecure, then that is fine. The two of you can make it work. If you respect him, he also respects you. You treat him right, he treats you right. I think that is what matters. Incidentally, my wife is more distinguished looking than I am. And I still remember this, that one of the times we were going home, it was in the evening, and at Damkwa Circle, there's always a police checkpoint there. So they stopped us. And the policeman comes to my side of the car, sees my wife on the passenger side, and speaks across to her, and says to her, Madam, your boy is there for road, oh. Your boy is there for road.
you're a driver.
And then I said to the policeman, she has nothing to give you.
You're a driver.
And then the policeman said, driver should be one
You're a driver.
How disrespectful was that? I'm talking to your madam, and you, common driver, you are talking some. And so
A driver.
but it was cool. It was fun. Even now, I introduce myself as a driver because the policeman, that's how he saw me.
Driver is better than child.
So yeah, it's better than you saying yourself. No. The interesting thing, Bernice, is that you are already in this relationship. It means that you saw something about him that made you give him this chance. So don't let what people are saying discourage you. The two of you, but understand that sometimes when there is that difference, some boys can't handle it well. Just make sure he can, so that it doesn't become an issue between the two of you. Let's take the last question and then we'll call it a day.
It says here, what do you do when you are not sexually attracted to anyone? Anyone.
Is this a boy or a girl?
That would be difficult for me to say. Kenny.
The person didn't indicate.
Oh, Ken. Yeah, the person didn't say. Okay.
Come again?
Yeah, Ken said the person didn't say indicate.
What do you do when you are not sexually attracted to anybody? Then you haven't found anybody that you should settle on. You haven't found, because when you do find a person who is the right one, part of the deal will be the sexual attraction. So it means that none of the people there meets what your expectations are, meet what your criteria is. So don't settle for less. Don't settle and say it will come. It won't come. That thing, sexual attraction, if it is not there from the beginning, don't keep yourself. It will meet you along the way. So start with it, then it can get better. But if it is nothing at all, trust me, it will become extremely difficult. You wanted to say something?
I want to ask something, Uncle. Sexually attracted, is it by your looks or by how you dress? When we say sexually attracted, like, I feel sometimes maybe the way you dress up, how you look for you to be attracted to someone is also part. Or it's a question though. I want to know if it's that, then it means the person should actually maybe.
No. Sexual attraction has nothing to do with the looks. It's somebody you want to be with physically. You want to be with that person as often as you want. You want to be as close. You want to hold. You want to cuddle. You want the person to hold you, to cuddle you. you can't wait for the day when the two of you can go to bed and things like that. You're looking forward to it. You daydreaming about it. That is sexual attraction.
Okay.
Not somebody just to pray with. No, prayer meeting. No, wait, another one. It's another level of spirituality. So somebody you find physically attractive, not just in looks, but you wish to say, this person, I like to kiss this person.
Uncle,
I like this person to kiss me.
How would you be like attracted?
Okay, so it's part of it, but it is not all of that. Yes,
so
it comes in.
Okay.
Oh, but trust me, there are girls walking who are not particularly taking good care of themselves, and yet the figure they have, you know, is atadibia. They don't need atadio.
Yeah.
They don't need atadia. I mean, if they step out walking, traffic slows down kakra.
Yeah, true. I noticed that recently. Yeah.
You know, especially when they are walking and you're approaching them from the back.
Yeah.
It can create all kinds of confusion.
Very true.
So, well, with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us. Our time is up. So thank you to Encore and to Akosia, who can tell the difference between a girlfriend and a son.
Hey, I nearly got into trouble. The lady said, "You said what?"
What do you mean? I'm sure she heard you.
Yeah, she did.
But
so she said, "What do you mean? Oh, you said what?" Then the lady was like, "I'm like, it's okay." Like, hey, and I'm like, "No boy." I'm like, "Hey, forgive."
Thank you to Believe, to Ken, to Kwesi, and to all of you who are active on the thread. Thank you very much. And Adrian and Efua, solve your issues off my thread, okay? Solve your issues.
Oh my word.
With that, God keep you, stay safe. We'll come your way again, God willing, next week.
Chairman, in fact, I actually came to find out about my investment. Yes, my
investment. Your investment. Your investment. Oh, sir, considering the micro-inflationary dynamics of the systematic advanced calculated forms, your investment is perpetual towards ratification.
meaning?
In simple terms, Sikanashi.
Misikanashi.
Don't shout. Swallow it. You care for some coffee?
Make the right choice. Invest with Sims Stanbic Investment Management Services for capital preservation and competitive returns. Try Sims today and you will not regret your decision. Stanbic Investment Management Services, your investment specialist.